Hello and welcome, everyone. Sorry about the little delay there. Would have spoken a little sooner, but forgot to pull the mic down. Anyway, so welcome to Dev Chatter. For anyone that's new, we stream a few times a week on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays usually. Mostly around this time. A little earlier on Saturday and a couple of hours before this time on Thursdays. We have primarily been working in C#, and I'm going to do a little intro while people continue to show up, because usually there's a good number of people who arrive at the beginning of the stream. So what I wanted to talk about is what we are planning on doing today. So first thing, as you can see on screen, we have a pull request that we're going to be taking a look at. And in that pull request, it's a small one, but we do want to talk about it. It is the change to our commands so that they are case insensitive instead of case sensitive. And welcome to everyone that was lurking around in the C# Fritz stream. We just got an auto host. So thank you for that, C# Fritz. And yeah, so probably given enough time for some people to wander into the beginning. That way I don't have to re-explain what we're going to be doing. But welcome, everyone. Hopefully you are having a reasonably okay Monday. I know a lot of people don't like Mondays. The one thing that makes Mondays nice here is that we get to do a little bit of coding. So the first thing, we mentioned that we were going to make our commands case insensitive. So we're going to take a look at this change. Hey, Swifty Spiffy, welcome. And essentially it was just a simple adjustment to our commands so that we do a comparison that is not just an equals, that we just kind of hacked in there while we were writing code on stream. We do a decent amount of that. It's a lot of just make things work sometimes and then go back and fix it later. And with some of these types, I like to put them in as issues, so people who want to do their first pull request and start contributing to open source projects and are kind of new to it, we make sure that we keep a number of issues open that are easily tackleable and aren't going to require either a lot of domain knowledge of the project, and this lets you kind of learn the structure and get things set up, or don't require, I guess, understanding the complexities of how the program really works. So, Nifix777, welcome. Welcome back, both of you. Hopefully you're having a good Monday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the change. So, should be a pretty easy one. Looks like we did a 2-lower on both the text of the commands as they are in our handler, as well as a 2-lower on the word that is passed in when someone fires a command. So I haven't accepted this change yet, but I will pull it in very likely. The one note that I do want to mention about this, I don't know if, well, I'll call him async awake. I don't think considered here, and I'm not sure, I'm not 100% whether it's going to happen this way or not, but I'm fairly confident that applying this on the first or default, when it enumerates the collection, is actually going to lower the command word each time. Luckily, we're not really concerned about the performance of this, so I am not worried about it, and it's better than what we had there before, because the performance change isn't going to be significant. I had a small discussion with the contributor of this about one other thing that I don't necessarily want to dive into too far today, but I do want to point out, because he did ask what I meant about it. And so I am going to jump to our policy on commands. And this is the one I was talking about here. So in the command policy, we also do a comparison like this. Now, I think what is happening when we add and remove commands from the system, so when we do a removal, I believe we find our command using this and then remove it. Yeah, here it is. So we attempt to find the command in the database and then do the removal. Now I think this works okay because when Entity Framework Core goes to do the filtering of the object as it is in the database, I think it's doing a case-insensitive string comparison here. So that means that when this gets translated into SQL, I am willing to bet that that works that way, because Async Await did say that deleting an existing command was possible. So we'll test it out, and either way, it's better than the code we've got right now. So we'll go ahead and merge that in and get Async Awake his first merged pull request of code. So that ought to do that. That would be merged into master, and we can go ahead and get started then. Okay, so the piece we were working on at the end of the stream on Saturday is we were taking a look at the idea of adding SignalR into our chatbot. To do that, what we were doing was we set up a web project, and we actually switched our bot over to running as the web project instead of running inside of the console project. So that had changed a couple of things about how it works, because we were just spinning up in a console app and just leaving it waiting for user input, and that worked fine. And we knew that we weren't going to stay in there forever, and that's why we set up class libraries, and everything we were working on stayed in the class libraries. But this does make a couple of changes. So what we are going to do today is show basically where we were when we left off. Okay, so here's what we've got. If we take a look in the pages, I know where I'm going in this, and take a look at alerts. What we can put in here right now is essentially any text that we want, and we can just, put in something like hello, and then in our Streamlabs, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the editor. And the reason I'm doing this is that we should have our dev chatter alert on the screen somewhere. And what I'm going to do is change this color to be like green. So yeah, I'm going to do an inline style because it's just temporary. So this is the fastest way to just make this some really ugly green. There we go. So now, if I were to, I think I can just refresh this. So I'm over in, hey Kid Fundamentals, how's it going? I am over in Streamlabs right now, which I guess I can show you guys. We're over here. So this is Streamlabs, and you're going to get like, this endless line of those. Hey Black Elvis, I just finished merging in that pull request. Yeah, isn't that Inception good? If I drag that on there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try hiding it and showing it and see if it reloads. No, that doesn't work, so I'm going to do this. Hang on one sec. Okay. Yeah, I'm not actually editing CSS right. We're not really using inline styles. We did that because we wanted to make some ugly text just show up green. Calm yourself. Anyway, I was hoping that would just refresh with that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a rebuild, and I am going... Oh, is that going to work? Okay, apparently that worked. And I'm going to pull up that page. We're going to take a look at what's actually in there. 63932. So I want to make sure the URL's still right. Oh, that's why. Okay, we're looking at the wrong URL. I need to set that to be a specific URL at some point. And alerts. Yeah. I know. Oh, and tell me if this is deafeningly loud. I'm hoping it's not. Good. I wasn't sure if those were going to be deafeningly loud or not, because I was tweaking with volume, and I don't get to hear from your perspective, because I don't get to know what Streamlabs did with it. And yeah, I do use Streamlabs OBS. I switched to it at one point because someone suggested it, and I was like, you know, this is actually not bad. I had been using full OBS for a while. Okay, well, that thing's still not behaving itself, so I will ignore it for now. Let's go ahead and we're going to open up the site. So I just want to make sure that if I navigate to the same place that this thing is, that I see it. Hello, there's the green text. Okay. But you guys aren't seeing that on screen, like right there? Nope. I'm dragging the little box around. That's kind of annoying. I'm gonna that's hilarious. I don't know. 50 pixels? That ought to be absurd, right? It's absurd there. But it's not appearing in the other spot. Why is it not appearing over here? Overflow hidden. Oh, wait, maybe green is what it hides. Oh, no, there it is, Okay, cool. Alright. Finally, we got that stupid thing to show up. I call that a success. That is worthlessly successful right there. That should have worked from the beginning. Okay, so that is the basic idea of what we're doing, is we're trying to put this page on here. So the idea is that whatever is on this alerts.cshtml page, we want it showing up in the middle of the screen right over there. For now, you'll notice that where it is, because it's aligned to the left, that it's just showing up in the middle of the screen because I don't have that alerts window taking up the full space. This is the amount of space it's showing up right here. You guys can see that. Sorry about the inception again. But that's what it is. And so I want to make it take up the whole space so we can start putting stuff on the screen using SignalR. So I looked into what people were talking about on Saturday, and the part that gets weird. So, and I kind of want to talk to a couple of you guys, the people at least that I know that have pulled down the code. I especially want to ask you. Here's the deal. I'm going to toss this up on screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So, very recently, the ASP.NET Core team released their 2.1 preview. I expect that 2.1 is going to be out soon, but it isn't yet. So the version of SignalR, it seems, that is designed for using .NET Core instead of the full .NET framework, isn't out yet, more than just as a preview. So it depends on the 2.1.0 preview 1 in order to run. So that's what we've got here, which actually makes me wonder, when is that release date? 2.1 release date. Have they said? Let's take a quick look. So first half of 2018. Okay, so that implies should be previous on a month into a final release first half of 2018. Okay, so within the next few months, we will have a final release of this. So the question I asked to you guys is, do you want me to not update? Essentially, I could update to 2.1, and we can start using SignalR and use this preview. But that means that we'll all have to install the 2.1 preview in order to use SignalR. Yeah, I know. That's kind of why I was leaning towards doing it, but I don't want to put it in without checking with people, because might make it so you guys can't run the project if you don't want to install it. So, wait, see official release dates? Did they say? Preview 2.1 Q2. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. It's Q2 right now. It's been Q2 for like a day. All right, sounds good. So I would interpret that's a long wait as do it, and do it as do it. So that's at least a couple of votes, so I think we're going to go for it. Yeah, exactly. It could be like, you know, the last couple of days of Q2 that it actually drops. Now I expect they'll probably get it in the first half of 2018. Hey, welcome. I still, you mentioned what this name was. Hang on. Let's see. I'm gonna assume Unicode. Hex to Unicode. I don't know. Nope. Is it hex to ASCII? What's your name in? No, it was Unicode, I think. I don't know. Alright, so let's go ahead and do it then. So 2.1 preview 1. Oh, well, there you go. That's way less interesting. What's the error code about then? How do I get it? You go here and you download the preview. Why is Windows not first? Okay. We'll grab the latest preview. What am I running on here? That's a good question. I don't remember if I'm running Enterprise or Professional. I'm running one of those two. Professional. Alright. Where is that? Which I guess we could run an Enterprise edition for this because it's a preview. So why not? Yeah. I mean, I would assume it was. Although I didn't even look at what it, like around what numbers it is. It wasn't like oh, there is a 0 in it, so that is kind of weird. There was, like, one of the hex numbers would have had to be a 0, so that would have been a strange one. Oh, yeah, I can get rid of that, actually. But you don't want it there? You don't like hello? Look, it says hello. Alright, we'll do that, and see if it gets rid of it. Alright, there we go. So that is gone. Let's take a look at the installer. I don't know if you guys have done installs on the new Visual Studio installers, especially the updates, have gotten really nice. The most recent updates to Visual Studio were super, super easy. I'm going to click the buttons for the things that we want to have on here. We don't need mobile. We're not doing any Visual Studio integration. We need 471, I think. Do we need anything else weird in this one, guys? Can't remember anything. It would be weird that we would want to have in here. 5 gigs on my main drive. I think that is not a problem. That is nowhere near a problem. Alright, so while that installs, let's take a look at some of our other issues. Because we do still have a handful that we want to take a look at. Now the question is whether we want to keep these in here with hype overlay or put them somewhere else. And I'm thinking somewhere else. So I'm going to let this go ahead and reload. Well, actually I probably should have just told it to ignore that. Oh, wow, did it really? Oh, it got the solution back to normal. That is nice. Good job. Well done. Yeah, exactly. It's not going to have that. So, anyway, let's, yeah, it's not planned, obviously. Where did I leave the other one? There it is. Alright. Let's kill the bot. Okay, should be shut down. Let's do a quick test, guys. I just want to see if 2 bots respond. Okay, only 1 bot responded, so we're good. one bot response, that's what we want. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this piece work then. So, first thing I want to do is I want to rebase on from the master branch, because we are not up to date with that right now, because we need to pull in the change that fixes case insensitivity. So let's go up a level. Gonna go in there. We're gonna go in there on stream dev chatter bots. Whoops. Sorry guys, I messed one thing up. Give me 1 sec. While I do scary things. Luckily you guys can't see the scary things I'm doing, which is fun. Should be on my new branch, and everything is fantastic. Alright. What are you talking about, guys? I did nothing. What do you mean? I did nothing weird in Git. Nothing at all. Totally normal. I didn't do anything crazy. Totally didn't mess up my anything. It was fine. Okay, so now, if I restart the bot, I'm going to go ahead and have him leave the building and come back in. There we go. Goodbye, bot. Alright, so now we should have case-insensitive Hangman game that we can play as soon as he gets back in here, except he's going to blow up. What happened? What'd you do, man? What'd you do? Hang on, I'm just going to try that again. We're going to clean this solution. We're going to rebuild. We didn't leave anything weird, did we? Node and web are still out there. That's funny. Let's go ahead and run it again. Welcome back, bot. Let's go. Don't blow up again. Let's. I'll take a look at the error message if it has any issues. There we go. Yeah, it should be. All right. So the bot came back in. There we go. Hangman is in there. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at our other issues in our project here. I'm gonna close that. There we go. Okay. Hey, Slyer66, thank you for following. Welcome to Dev Chatter. Okay, so let's go ahead and knock a couple of these things out. Let's see if we can find some easy ones. We're going to wait on the hype one, at least until I've got that Visual Studio installed and we can switch over to it. But yeah, it looks like Hangman is basically working. And I think I made it so it doesn't matter whether it's cap or lowercase on Hangman, right? So if we did like capital T, and it says, yep, T is not in the word, so it lowercased it for me. So it doesn't care what I put in. Hang on one sec, guys, I need a drink. Alright, there we go. Restart command. Quiz game, we're going to delay. We want to put cooldowns in at some point. But why don't we go ahead and take a look at our Hangman game and finish it up. So we'll continue on that until we can work on the Signalar. I am temporarily using a different one, but yes, I'm going to wire into our soundboard. Those are the sounds that would be in our soundboard already, Black Elvis. And I do like them. And yes, this is Pepsi. In case you didn't guess from the music. Okay, so we want to, okay, so ask about a letter. If it contains the letter, say it's in there. If it's not, do that. Send game not started. Send, that's already been guessed. That's add the letter. Okay, so if password contains the letter, then do that. So here's what we're gonna do. Inside of this, at least temporarily, we're just gonna hack this one in here. Welcome, Momo1975. Thank you for following. I want to just put this in the easy way. So we're going to say, oh, not guest letter. We're going to say password equals masked password. Then, what we're going to do we're going to have you automatically guess the word. So, chat client, your word is password, or masked password, we should say, and you are chat user. So if you did that, we're going to automatically have you guess the word so that you don't have to continue on. which makes me want to put a safety on here. I'm tempted to say on the command that I want to put a lock on there so that we only have one person that can do any Hangman commands at any given point. So the bot will deal with one and then move on to the next, and we don't have to worry about whether or not someone else came in before that. Because what I'm worried about is two people guess letters at the same time, and we add to the list the first person's guess, and then the second person gets in there, and there's they don't win because the game is already over. Because the other person won the game because they received the benefit of the second person guessing the final letter. So that is the only piece I want to avoid there. Our Visual Studio just launched on the other screen, so I'm going to go ahead and switch it to dark mode, because I know you guys are going to complain if it's not in dark mode. And rightfully so. Okay. I'm going to minimize it for now, and then we're going to take a look again. Okay. Okay, so inside of the command, that's the Hangman command, we want to restrict things so that only one person can do one of these at a time. So we're going to say private static read only. I'm going to call it single file lock for now. And it's an object, Brendan. Don't forget that. Alright. We're remembering to do things. Okay. So my thought here is that we just lock this whole thing so that only one person can actually process any command at a time. And actually, let's not lock the whole thing. Let's just lock calling into the game to make any changes, which means just this part would go inside the lock. So we have our argument, and then we're saying if null or white space, then we're doing that one. So essentially, we're not going to attempt to start a game, ask about a letter, or guess a word. We're not going to do any of those. If we're doing that for someone else already. Okay. So yeah, that'll slow down how quickly the bot can process these, but it should work fine. So, lock on single file lock, and I'm going to go ahead and restart the bot. Let's go ahead and get it running. So that ought to make things a little nicer. Alright, so Hangman. So what we want to try to do here is complete the last letter. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Sorry, got in there first. So it looks like it completed it perfectly. I put in the last letter, and it automatically gave me the win. So that's a nice change. So I'm going to go ahead and commit that one really quickly. Let's go ahead and take a look. And the only changes we made here were adding in an automatic guess of the password. And I hope you guys like what I did with the checking of the masked password. So where we looked for that, we just said if the password equals the masked password, so essentially the mask is applying nothing, then let it work. I thought that was nice. Yep, I won watermelon. It was fantastic. Yep, that's pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead and get this committed. And what should we add next to the Hangman game, guys? No takers, huh? Okay, allow Hangman game to be lost. So we just did this one. And also award points to anyone who contributed a letter. Oh, I just figured we'd keep on Hangman. Oh, actually, that is a good point. We didn't mention that we're giving them points. We could mention that. You won the game, and we'll get okay. I'll put that in there and that. Tell user about 1 coins. That's fine. Don't think there'll be any problem. I'm gonna push that up. Let's take a look. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is that instead of a guest letter, we keep track of who guessed each letter that gets added in there. Now we could do this as a simple little tuple or a tuple, but I think I'd rather have it slightly nicer than that. I don't know about you guys. So we'll call it a Hangman guess. And our Hangman guess will be letter. And whoops, why don't we do chat user? Chat user. Whoop, don't do that. It was trying to be helpful and was like, oh, everywhere you called the chat user, type chat user. I'll rename that to guesser, because that's clearly what you wanted. Occasionally, it's not very smart about these things. I can't imagine ever wanting to create one of these without passing these into the constructor. So so we're gonna do that. And we're gonna make them read only. Yep, see, you have plenty of tokens already. Okay, so instead of having a list of guess letters, we're going to have a list of Hangman guesses. And instead of doing x.toString on this, we're going to x. Password not select guess letters dot g dot letter I am going to put this on separate lines. We're going to make this a little clearer, guys. Okay, so password dot select that's really not that crazy. Except I might extract this as a So we're going to use guessed letters. There we go. Guessed letters contains that. And do we like the star that we've been using? We've been using an asterisk this whole time, and I'm wondering if we shouldn't be using an underscore for that. Not sure. Either way, that should work for guessing our letters and should keep track of who it was guessing when we do our insert. So we're going to go to the next red lines, which are these ones down here. So instead of contains, we're going to say any, and then we're going to say where g dot letter, letter equals that. So we're going to see if any of them have that letter. If they do, then we're going to call that good, and otherwise, we're going to add a new Hangman guess of the letter and the chat user. So we're going to keep that chat user in there just to see who they are. And then what we are going to do is at the end of the game, ask about the letter, attempt to start game, where's end game? Reset game, guess word. If game is running, send not started. That is not the word. Congratulations, you won the game and we'll get that many tokens. Let's do this. Let's extract a method and we're going to call it game 1. It's almost like handle game 1, but we're just going to call it that for now. So in our game 1, hey, Swifty Spiffy's got coins. Swifty, here, look. Just play rock, paper, scissors. It's easy coins. All you got to do is beat the bot, and you get coins. Okay, so what we want to do is give coins to all of the... So we're going to do a send message, and we're going to say... what do we want to say? Let's see. Tokens will... 2 tokens. 5 tokens? 5 tokens will be given for each correctly guessed letter. And you might be wondering, why is that? Per letter tokens. And yes, my constants are yelling. Tokens to winner. So we're going to make per letter tokens. We're going to set it to... Actually, if we do per letter, not per guess, then that should be fine. Yeah, that should be case insensitive, Black Elvis, on the selection of rock, paper, or scissors. But if you typo it, for example, RPS papper. Oh, that is funny. It gave me paper anyway. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so he chose rock. Oh, it was a good thing I changed to paper. There you go. So Black Elvis and I won some extra tokens there. I don't remember how many tokens you actually get for winning that one, because it doesn't announce it, but it should. Tokens will be given for each correctly guessed letter. Okay. Add currency generator dot add currency 2. Okay. I'm going to make this its own method, and we're going to say give per letter tokens. I'm going to want this in its own method because this is actually going to be more complicated than it sounds. So I'm going to say var tokens to give out. Whoops, out. I can't type today, guys. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with our guessed letters, and we're going to say, we're going to select from this. Is there a way to reduce the delay from Twitch chat to your on-screen chat window? Yeah, so the way that that delay happens, so there's no delay on my receiving it to it appearing in that chat box there. What will delay is the whole video that you guys get is actually delayed based on a number of circumstances. Network connection, internet from you to me, things like that. So sometimes it's only like 5 seconds. For me, when I'm using Twitch generally, the delay, the stream delay, as is usually called, will vary depending on what device I'm on. So on my PC, the stream delay is actually fairly short. On my phone, it's also pretty short. If I'm on an iPad, it is a really bad stream delay. The same thing if I run it through my Xbox or my TV. Those also have really bad stream delays. So... okay, so what we want to do is we want to say guest letter where, actually, rather than doing this, I'm going to make this, I kind of want to make this public for now, and instead of doing it this way, actually, wait, hang on, I'm going to do this. We are going to do, before we write that, I want to figure out what we're actually giving out. Per letter, calculate letter awards. And I'm going to make this public for now. And I will explain why in a moment. What did this need? This needs to have a list of names. Yep, okay, so string was correct. Okay, so we want this to return back a list of string and have it take in guessed letters. Whoops. Not as that, but as a parameter. Because we're going to put this somewhere else. Because we actually want to be able to test this, because this is a little weird. So we want to take in the letters that were actually guessed, and then the other piece we want to take in is the password, I think? Yeah. So we'll take in the password and the letters guessed. For now, I'm going to make this just a static on here, and we'll move it somewhere else in a moment. And for now, I'm going to leave it with a throw new not implemented. So we're going to have it throw a not implemented exception, and then we're going to go test this thing. So we need to pass in the password, guessed letters, and then that should work well enough. Yeah, so Janiska will be able to play the arcade for quite a while. You guys just have to worry if I decide to reset at some point. Let's see, games, folder, Hangman. This is a folder for Hangman game tests. Make a class. We're going to call it calculate awards. Calculate letter awards should. Well, that's weird. And we're going to make a fact out of this. Public test1 void. And then in this test, what we are going to do is call that method on our Hangman game. And it needs a list of guesses and a password of password. And now, when I run these tests, we should see a throw new not implemented exception happen. That's what we're hoping for here. Unexpected error. What? Alright, we'll do it this way then. Oh, the test failed. Right. Okay, there we go. Method or operation is not implemented. Cool! That is exactly what we expected. Okay. So now we want to return new list of string. Let's go take a look at it now, because now it should pass. Sorry about that. Need a drink. All right. So it passes now, but that's only because we're not doing anything with that result. We'll call that the awards. The count of the number of awards, so if I'm doing per letter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 passwords, an 8-letter word. So what that means is that I want to assert equal. We're expecting 8 on the awards count. So now that test should fail again. Okay, so our test is failing once again, And we want to get in here and make it pass, so we're going to jump over here. And easiest thing I can do to make this pass is this. So I'm going to say password dot select for each letter in this. I am going to create a new what do we call them? Guess? Hangman guess? There we go. With the letter being X, and the chat user being chat user. Oh, from character to string. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Guess we'll two-string our character into that. That's fine. So now I'm going to return this. And that needs to be a list. That's fine. What? What's the type? Cannot convert from a list of... Oh. Yep, no, I'm crazy. Give me 1 sec, guys. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna figure this one out, because I'm not gonna be stupid here for a second. What we want to do is take this. This is the guesses that need to come from that list. So we need to get chat user from the right place. So we're going to say well, actually, let's do this. It's not going to wire up correctly, but we're going to go ahead and return it for now. And we're going to say select the guesser each time and to list that. Right? Because we're supposed to return back the guesser. Oh, right. Guesser.display name. Sorry. It's correct. Okay, so we're going to pass back the display name each time. Let's go ahead and run that. It should now pass, but that's because our test needs to be improved. So now in our test, we need more than just that the correct number were there. What we need is the actual set of guesses that made this work. So we need to guess a P. And we're going to call this, we need the chat users also. User 1 and user 2. Actually, I'm going to do this because it's faster. So there we go. So I've got user 1 and user 2. Well, thank you Windows 10 and Microsoft for... Yes, that is just about the worst thing, is when they force that update and it just kind of happens. I'm waiting for that to happen to me sometime on stream. W, that'll be number 1. And actually, let's change it so it's only 1 user. So our simple test, we're actually just going to have 1 user do it. No, I haven't added 2.1 yet. The install finished, so I'm probably going to switch to it soon. But assert contains user1 dot display name. Excuse me. awards. But then I want to make sure it not contains a user2 display name. And I don't think it's going to have either of those. Windows knows what's best for you. Yeah, right. That's what I thought too. Okay, so it came back with null, 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 null. Exactly as we expected, because we didn't actually do anything. Our chat user does not have a display name because we didn't really get our chat users. So, we want to actually get the guesses for this, and the way that we can do that is by using the guest letter collection, which we're not using yet. So we're going to say guest letters single, should only be one of each of these. Letter equals, it's X, right? Yep, X. Just complaining because I can't compare a string and a character. Yeah. And then when I do that, the whole thing complains. Because that's a guess, not a get. Yeah, sorry. We want the guesser. There we go. Okay. So we're going to grab the guesser off of one of those. We know that it has to be in there because we should only be calling this if we're actually at the end here. This could technically come out as a function, I realize. Yeah, the forced update is really annoying. I don't know who it was that thought that was a great idea. Probably someone that said, you know what? Too many users don't update, and that's why they've got security problems. We'll force them to update. That doesn't end well. Okay, so... let's see, the calculate letter award should return repeat user given one guesser. So only one guesser should repeat him repeatedly. Should return correct user given multiple guessers. Okay, so what we're going to do in this one is actually have this person do a bit of guessing here in the middle. Talk to me, Goose. We're not using the MS Bot framework on here. We're doing a Twitch chat bot right now. So now there's a web project. Will you turn this into a service where people can go to a site, use the login with Twitch or other service, and bring the bot to their chat? Kid Fundamentals, maybe. We're either going to set it up as a single point where other people could send the bot into their own chat, or we'll set it up as a spot where, as an app that someone could spin up on their own and just use their own bot. I'd be open to either direction on that. One of the pieces that we need to get started before that kind of a thing would work, though, is we're going to need to put the commands actually on that website to have the bot connect and disconnect from Twitch. So actually the piece that Magnus is working on, I'm hoping that I can get Magnus to switch that over to the website, as I think that will make it a little easier for him also. Okay, so if we do a count of the ones where they do certain things, I think that ought to cover it. So I'm going to do a count of the awards, where A is... Do I not have link up top? Using system link. Okay. Where A equals user1 dot display name, and then user2 dot display name down here. How many should each one have? 1, 2, 3, 4 for number 1, and then 4 for number 2. They should each have half of them, which actually makes me want to do this. 8 and 0 on that one. So let's go ahead and bring up Test Explorer again, run all the tests, and should be good. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, the bot's currently running, so that's why we're getting all these errors about it can't actually mess with these files, because the bot has them all locked. So when it does its build process, it gets a little annoyed about that. I'm hoping it eventually gives up and just uses them. If not, I'll have to have the bot... Yeah, so Kid Fundamentals, I am looking forward to it also. I do like the questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop the bot so that we can get this going. Because I expect that we are going to have some very interesting changes to the bot as we go forward. I mean, we've already been adding some pretty nice stuff. I like the games that we've been putting in here. And I like the idea here of getting a reward for having helped with the guessing. And we're eventually going to need to add cooldowns to the game, which we haven't put in here yet. And all this stuff is going to need to get configured somehow with a backend. So those are the bits that we're going to want to put on a website, and it should be fun. So let's see. That's our thing, password, that, and so it should now be spitting them out. So I think that will work. Calculate letter awards, and then we are saying tokens to give out and per letter tokens. Calculate letters, so we're saying, yeah, so 1 for each of those. And then in our Hangman game, we select that, gain that. Was any of this like super confusing for anybody? This piece that we did here? If it was, that's totally okay. Just let me know and I will simplify it. Okay. No one's complaining at me, so we'll assume it's good. Alright, so that bot is now... So that new piece of the bot is now tested and working pretty well. I like the way that works. Let's take a look in here and see if we can't play a game of Hangman. So, anybody that wants to get free tokens, so if you're in here, Swifty Spiffy, all you got to do is guess one of the letters, and there's no time limit. Yeah, so Link is always confusing, though, Black Elvis, to a lot of people that aren't used to seeing it. So, once you get more used to seeing it, it should get easier. Oh. There you go, Swifty Spiffy. You got in there. Except a typo. There you go. Yeah, so I want to change it so that when the Hangman game starts, we temporarily add a new command. Okay. So then... yeah, so... as the competition for that got in there. The question is, did Swifty Spiffy got some? Yeah, you got the E, you got the A, so you should have gotten a few tokens there. Oh, did we blow up on something? Maybe I didn't. I'm not sure I gave you guys any tokens. See? Swifty Spiffy has a right to be angry now. Sequence contains no matching element. Yeah, see? Didn't do the, messed up the compare. Alright, let's, where was that? Hangman game, display class, line 90, right here. So it's saying that there wasn't a guest letter, I'm assuming. Display class, utilities, select enumerable to list on that. We did calculate letter awards, sequence contains no matching element, and enumerable one source predicate. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. It's saying there wasn't one where the letter matched with that. But there had to be. Give per tokens. I just want to check one thing. We add it before we guess word, right? When I added in the like auto end it when we get to that point. Okay, yes, we added it in there. So that's the letter to ask. We didn't like do cleanup or something, did we? I didn't do cleanup before I did that, because that would be dumb. Reset game. We did the reset game first. Sorry guys, there is the problem. Reset the game after we do that. Way to go, Brendan. All right, there's the problem fixed. Sorry, Swifty Spiffy, that was my bad. Now Swifty Spiffy's gonna be like, son of a garara. I don't have a give command either, so. That's on the list, though. We'll be adding a give command soon. We'll make sure we give Swifty Spiffy some extra tokens as a result. So let's go ahead and do another Hangman game. What? Oh, I know what it is. Did I get it? Yay, I got it. Alright, 2 tokens for each correctly guessed letter. Sorry, Swifty Spiffy. We got in there. So now, we saw your previous total just a moment ago. So yeah, 40 tokens. Looks like it probably gave you 2 extra tokens there. We didn't error out that time, so... Okay, and by the way, you know you can just... Oh wait, actually here. Yeah, we'll start a new game. There you go. I'm not even going to play in that one right now. I'm going to go ahead and do a commit. So we're going to call this one, this is add that, and we are doing a award tokens to each guesser. Okay, and then the last thing that I wanted to do for Hangman, before we call that like basically good, for anyone who contributed, is being able to lose Hangman. Ask about a letter. It was not in the word. Check for game lost. Which we'll do right after. Oops, turn on my white space again. Why wasn't that on? Oh, right, because I was taking some screenshots, and that's why. Check for game lost. And we'll pass in the chat client. And in order to figure out if the game's lost... Kid Fundamentals jumped in and stole that Hangman victory. That was nice, Kid Fundamentals. Good job. Yeah, see, Hangman's a pretty fun game. Okay, so what we want to do is I want to check and see, first off, we're only checking this if we got something wrong, which means we didn't just complete it, so the word hasn't been guessed. So we know we haven't won, so I don't have to check and make sure we haven't won before I check if we lost. All I need to do is look at the guessed letters. I need to look at the count of the guessed letters where the letter password contains where the password does not contain that. And we're saying, I don't know, I'm going to say greater than 0 for now. We're going to lose immediately, but I just want to make sure that it, I get rid of my red squiggly lines so that I can read this again. Check for game lost. Guessed letters, count, password contains letter. So find how many letters we have guessed that were not in the password. And that needs to be above, how many did we say? Allow the game to be lost. Noose. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So game is lost when the 6th bad letter is guessed. So we're going to say if it's greater than 5, because the guessed letter should be in the collection, then we are going to what is it called? Reset game. And then, so we're going to turn the game off, and we're going to announce that the game was lost. That's too many failed guesses. You all lost. What is it? Does it feels bad, man? With that casing, I think that's what it is. Although, I guess it should be a devcha fail. Despite the fact that a devcha fail isn't going to work right now, because the bot doesn't have that, but that's fine. So I'm going to send that message. Reset the game. Yeah. Janisku, we're probably going to give you the ability to give other people tokens, so that would be nice of you to be friendly and, share tokens with everyone else. Oh, we bombed on something. What did we bomb on? Sequence contains no matching elements. We'll take a look in a second. See, that's what I get for putting the single in there, huh? Well, that'd be interesting. Whoa, that's weird. Not gonna do that. I don't know if you guys saw how crazy that was there for a second. That was wild. Alright, so where's this select end? It ends here. So this is our select. foo equals this. So the type on this needs to be a func that returns back, sorry, that takes in a letter, a character, and returns back a hangman, guess? Is that what this one does? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I know, Janiscu. That's why I was saying it won't work yet, but I will get it at some point. Get guesser for character. So we're going to put that there. Okay. Select get guesser for character. So this will give us our guesser. Return new hangman of that. So let's. No, that's fine. Resharper in Visual Studio. I'll just wait. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, thanks, Ding. It's great. All right. Okay, so guest letters. Var foo equals that. Whoop. There we go. Okay. Well, that's funny. I create a new one of those from one of those and I apply that. Well, that makes no sense. Why am I creating a new one from that? I just need this one. I'm creating one from that and this is the one I wanted. There we go. That is simpler. That's hilarious. Okay, so we're going to pass that back. There we go, simplifying. Which then makes me want to inline this. So we're just going to return that, which means that is simple enough to expression body this thing. And in fact, that is so simple, I think I'm willing to do this. You won't let me do that? Can I bring this in line? Nope. Alright, we'll do this then, because it will let me do this. I'm going to put it back in. I no longer need to specify the type. Letter, string. Okay, that's not bad. Now the question is, why would the guessed letters be empty? Oh yeah, probably did. Alright, so let's start up the bot. It's not in here, right guys? Nope, the bot's not running. So we're going to run the bot one more time. I'm going to toss the bot on screen so you guys can see it. You'll get to see the crash when it crashes. Not if it crashes, but when it crashes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run Hangman again. It looked like it failed on the second time. Alright, Swifty Spiffy. Go ahead and try to get the 25, because I bet the 25 bonus coins work. Nope. Alright, I know the word. Nope, it's not the word. Bummer. Oh. Is that the word? Haha! Now, did we just blow up because I finished the word early? Yep, there it is. I finished the word early. So what that means is if you end it early, that's what's causing the failure. I am assuming that there is a letter in there for each one, but there's not. And that's what's causing the problem. See, we made that assumption. So let's go ahead and add the test for that. Should return only return fewer guesses given guessed early. So we're going to assume that that's where we guessed. Someone guessed those 3 letters and we finished it, which means user 1 should have 1, user 2 should have 3, and someone else will have finished it. Could adding a timer in prevent that or no? No, it's not going to be the timer that's the issue. It's this. Take a look at this test, Kid Fundamentals. This is what's got it here. Essentially, because we guessed, we didn't have the full collection, and I was looking for a letter to be there for the W, the O, the R, and the D, and they're not there. So this test is going to bomb. So when I run this, here, I'll just run it and we'll see. You'll get to see that. So this one fails because sequence contains no matching elements. So that confirms that that really is the bug. And what I need to do is say single or default. So that means that this is now going to be empty in our result here. I want to remove all of the nulls. So I guess I could say except null? No. Where do an X fat arrow. X is not null. So we'll remove the nulls. See what that does for us. Okay, there we go. So that did it. So we ignore the nulls, and I'm assuming that all these ones still pass as expected. Nothing weird happened here as a result. Okay, cool. So that'll do it. Let's get the bot running again, guys. So now we can guess early without blowing up. So that's fantastic, almost like we planned that. So we have a couple of changes to make, and that change is basically we add the ability to lose, and we fixed the error with that, I'm betting. We're going to try it to confirm. Is it this again? No. I don't know what this is yet. Whoops. I don't remember what this is. Anybody remember? Oh, orange. Hey, good job. Yeah, see, you remembered. And the nice thing is, we didn't blow up. So now we should have done that successfully. Good job, Black Elvis. That was nicely done. Alright, so I'm going to add those two. And I want to commit my change. And this is a lot. Oh, actually, let's try losing real quick, guys. Before I commit this as losing working. Okay, so hang on. There's no game running, so we'd have to start a new one. Okay, so we all failed, so alright, it works. It doesn't, you know, dev to fail yet, but I'll get that later. Alright, so allow losing and fix early guess exception. Alright, so let's push that up. I like those changes. I think they're good. I'm going to go ahead and actually we can leave the bot running while we do this. I am going to go ahead and merge this in. So I'm going to make a pull request. Oh man, we lost, guys. We lost. That was terrible. What? Wait, what failure? What failure, Janisku? There's a failure coming? What's the failure? Adding Hangman features. Sure. Added losing for in Hangman, allow Hangman to be lost. Added points for letter guessers in Hangman for word points is okay, and then win the game by guessing last Hangman letter completing Hangman when all letters are known. There we go. So 61, 62, and 63. Send that in. Automatically guess the word. Tell user about the 1 coins. Award tokens to each guesser. And allow losing and fix that guessing exception. Let's take a look at our changes. We added a lock on that, which was a nice change. We added that bit of complexity. Changed how we did our. Changed how that was formatted. Did our win the game stuff. Reset the game at the end instead of the beginning. We give letters per. We give tokens per letter. And keep in mind, guys, I gave points per letter. So if you guess a letter that's used multiple times, you get bonus points. So that's like Wheel of Fortune right there, man. That's good stuff. We could probably do to simplify those tests, but they're not bad. So we'll call that good. Alright, let's confirm that it really did clear up those, and I think those are what I've got open, but so we're going to close that one. Close that one, and close that one, so we can lose the game. There we go. So that wasn't too bad, guys. Let's go ahead and jump over to our other code for a minute. Is the bot running? It is. Do we want it to be? So if we go and take a look at the Signal R stuff, let's take a look at Signal R. We might not actually... So I'm going to have to stop the bot in order for us to do that. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch us back to the master branch, and I'm going to pull in our changes. So and once we have these, I'm going to let that... Oh, it reloaded without me. That's good. I'm going to delete that branch because we no longer need it. Oh, I had another code cleanup? That's funny. I didn't actually look at what I've got in here. Let's nuke some branches, guys. That one is not fully merged, huh? Okay, I know that one's not, and that is a streams command? I think we did that. Yeah, okay. So we're going to open up the hype overlay. And we're going to call this safety. Now, the reason I'm changing this to safety here is that I don't want to mess anything up, and so in order to do that, I'm going to keep the old pointer where it was. I'm going to make a new one called safety, and this is just going to be local. And I'm going to rebase it on top of master. Just because I want to see what happens when I do it. I just want to see how ugly it is without messing anything up. Okay, looks like it works fine. So that was why I wanted to do that, is just see what it was. So we're going to let this load and see what happens. Come on. There we go. There we go. Alright. Cool. So now we're going to go back to hype overlay. We're going to rebase this one onto master. Should be pretty much the same, but fairly safe. Because we tried it once before, effectively. That doesn't really matter because I'm going to load up a different Visual Studio anyway. So I'm loading it off screen right now, and then I'm going to pull it on screen. Because I've got the preview running. And you can tell it's the preview because it says preview. So there we go, guys. We are all set and ready to take a look at this. Let's go ahead and build, just make sure that everything's working over here as well as it was before. And as long as it is, I am going to go ahead and push this up. So be cautious about doing what I'm doing right here. Yeah, that's right, guys. I just did the scary thing. Alright. You're all frightened yet? Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and manage Nougat packages. Where is the thing? I want to pull this up, and I want to search for... what was I searching for, guys? SignalR. There we go. That's the one. So when the preview is over, how does the final version happen? Another download? I think I can update it, but it depends. Sometimes you can't, Kid Fundamentals. So the Visual Studio installer should be able to do that, but likely what I'm going to do is I'm going to uninstall the preview version and update my main one to the new version. So this is actually an entirely separate instance of Visual Studio that is running here, so I have both at the same time. And the nice part is that when you install different versions of Visual Studio, it does actually usually keep the files in separate folders and everything like that and give you like multiple instances. So if I wanted to, I can actually run, not using previews, I could have a community edition installed locally and a professional and an enterprise. And the reason I might do that is, specifically in my case, I might want to show something to you guys and say, here's how it looks in the community edition, so you can see what it would look like, for example, if you don't have a license for Visual Studio. So that's how that would work. So going back to this, there is you need the card. I think it installs when I do the Visual Studio Node.js. Just needed for npm to download SignalR JavaScript library and forget, what is it, npm update or something? I don't remember. Anyway. So I could go grab that, your IDE or editor of choice. That is a tutorial that's doing that. Cool. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Where's my package? Where's my Nougat package, guys? Oh, wait, hang on. We released an alpha version of SignalR back in October that worked with ASP.NET Core 2.0, but now it's ready for the broader preview and built into ASP.NET Core 2.1. No additional Nougat package required. Nice! Okay, cool. So in that case, we just have to change our project and be done with it. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. How do we change it to be on that one? Let's just do this. Edit this. Let's start by simply add the new page for the UI. But where do I tell it that I want to use this? Because I shouldn't have this yet. Let me go ahead and see if I can make this class. Where did they put this? So we'll just create a... We know we're going to need a hubs directory eventually anyway, so... Oh man, that's going to be annoying. I just realized I don't have ReSharper in here. This is a new version. Because this is a new version of Visual Studio that I just installed, so I don't have ReSharper. I'm going to figure that one out. We don't want a chat hub, but we'll make a hype hub for now. Maybe it'll be an alert hub. I don't know, but hype hub. Hype. So we're gonna put that in there. That's gonna complain almost definitely. It's gonna be a hub. We don't have a such thing as authorized just yet. Yeah, so hub. It doesn't know what hub is yet. Is this from a project, or is this just a gist? So there's a set of gists here. There are all these. Where is a project file? Rar. Anger. Alright guys, come on. What's the full code of the tutorial? There we go. Thank you. CS proj file. Here we go. Okay, so we do just put it in as 2.1. That's all I wanted, guys. That's all I wanted. Because the problem is I didn't want to make the new project in here because I already set up the project once. I don't need to add that. We are going to reference these. So I'm going to just toss all these in here and we'll take a look at which ones we actually want. 11 p.m. So that puts you like 7 hours ahead of me. So that would put you in Eastern Europe. I forget exactly where you might have mentioned the previous time, but I can guess based on that, because Central Europe would have gotten you 6 hours ahead of me. And Western Europe, like the UK, for example, would have gotten you 5 hours ahead of me. ASP.NET Core app. So I think I don't want those anymore. Why don't they have user secrets in there? So the code generation, we definitely got a new one of those. I'm going to assume all is changing to app, and that's what that one was. Maybe user secrets got built in now. Oh, and you guys will be happy to know that I talked with a Microsoft employee when I was at Codapalooza in Louisville, Kentucky, just this last week, and when I was there, as I said, I talked with a Microsoft employee, and I was commenting about the conversation I'd had with some other ones about the about how stupid it is that in order to get access to user secrets, the Manage User Secrets button there, I had to actually change my project type, change which SDK my project was using, just to get that working. Okay. Which is really dumb, by the way. The current SDK does not support targeting 2.1. What? Well, thanks, thing. We'll fiddle with that in a second. Let's see. Correct. You're in Romania. Well, there you go. See? Eastern Europe had to be somewhere. Are all the projects in your Solution Explorer console and then just the one... so Kid Fundamentals, these are all class libraries. None of those ones are console applications, so they just create .dll files. Although, interestingly, in .NET Core, you don't actually make executable files like a .exe when it builds there. It still makes a DLL, but it is an executable DLL. So that's the difference there. But yeah, these are not... we'll try tossing in the 2.1s here and see what kind of, you know, horrors happen. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that one. Yeah, so the only one that was a console app was just the bot one before. Deutschland. I am terrible at German. My accent is awful. I learned that from going to Germany. Alright, guys, let's see. Can I reference charges? So... Project NetCore 2.1. Either target NetCore 2 or use a lower version. Alright, I'm going to copy that error. We're going to go ahead and Google that real quickly. There we go. Let's see. Current error that 25 days ago. He tried upgrading personal version. Okay, the cause was that I installed that. Oh, it was looking for the x86 version of the runtime. Is this thing that? Alright, I'm going to go install the preview SDKs. Let's see what it gets me. It should already be installed, but we'll take a look. Yep, my accent is terrible. Interestingly, I worked for a company that had a Munich office, so I would actually go there from time to time. Yeah, that's the x64 one. So yeah, I'm going to download this just in case. Actually, there are a lot of German immigrants in Ohio. That is correct. There's like the German Family Society of Greater Akron is here too. So, which is just our local little, you know, they have those for everything. There's like an Irish festival, an Italian festival, a German festival, like in the local community here. So they do these kinds of things because you got to remember, like anytime it's like, oh yeah, it's Americans. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, but like, you know, there are Americans that are descended from, you know, Europeans, Asians, Africans. There's the Native Americans as well. Most of those are not the majority. Nearly all Americans are of European descent, but it's all just when you got here. Yeah, so they do an Oktoberfest, but there's actually stuff going on all the time at the German Family Society, so it's like there's stuff going on there every week, so they do, like, you know, all the various traditional things, dancing and other things like that. So Visual Studio 2017 preview, right? There it is. So are you actually from Germany, or are you a transplant there as well, Black Elvis? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do a clean and a rebuild here, and then we'll... Oh, yeah, it's going to give us errors like crazy here, isn't it? Let's take a look at what it gets us. Okay, so either do that or that. Well, there you go. Let's see. I'm born and raised here. Oh, yeah, U.S. citizen, living in Germany. And then you are half Romanian, Russian, and Hungarian. That's a good mix. I'd tell you what I am, but it's not so simple. American's the best description. 3 of my grandparents can trace their lineage back to being in North America before the United States existed. So it's one of those like, so you're pretty much everything in Europe then. Yep, pretty much. Let's see, so I need the SDKs for 2.x. What is that one? We'll find out what that is that it just got me. It's not saying that I'm getting an extra number on that, so that might be what we want. I have no problem with installing some additional .NET Core SDKs. Really? Yeah, it says I already got that one. Alright. Is this not the same one? Are you kidding me, guys? How many different .NET Core SDK installers are they going to have in here? This is absurd. This one's got to have it, right, guys? This one's going to have it. In fact, I'm going to click that button. We're going to go ahead and run this, and this is going to get us the correct SDK. Okay, crossing the fingers. This one's going to be the right one. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not sure why I can't get this stupid thing to work. So I'm not going to deal with it right now. So we are not sticking Signal R in here until I work this out. So I'm going to do that off stream so that we don't have to mess around with that any longer. So I will just go ahead and nuke these changes for now. Which, it should revert it back. We should be able to build again. Just means we won't get it all Signal R-y just yet. Because what I don't want to do is switch to full framework. So we could switch to full framework and just use the old Signal R, but that seems silly. Because I would much rather be doing this with, you know, ASP.NET Core and the modern stuff, you know? Like, usually the reason we get stuck usually the reason we get stuck on a full framework is we have some existing legacy stuff we have to support. And in this case, our legacy stuff could be Signal R, but, you know, it's so soon that it's going to come out. I don't want to, like, throw us on the full .NET framework and then just not get access to it. Let's see. So I'm going to switch us back. Let's take a look at what we can work on then. We're going to pick a new task and not deal with that one just yet. Hype overlay is going to sit there and wait. Let's see. Oh, case insensitive, that's done. You got that. I'm going to close that. Good job. That got merged in. Add expected command, display timestamp on console messages, add global command cooldown. We might actually ignore this. We're not going to do this anymore. Close that. Let's see what else is in here. Restart command when bad things happen, show a quote instead. Fix the hastily synchronized code. Each module should wire itself up. I do want to get to that. Add a command to give coins. Add a command to pass coins to each other. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. I am going to actually get rid of this preview version of Visual Studio because we don't want that open. And we're going to let this reload. So let's go ahead and add some fun stuff to our game again. We'll start by getting the bot running. And then the next thing we need to do is add in a command for this. Agent Killer Kid. We are working on a chatbot. It just entered in to the chat, and so it does things like this for now. It lets you play Hangman. It also has some rock, paper, scissors games. It's managing various coins, and it's got a set of commands. So you can take a look at what commands are available to you, and they all get listed out like this. Your set of commands is different from mine, obviously, but it'll actually show you those, and it's pretty fun. So we are going to add in a command. At that rate, we're going to lose, Kid Fundamentals. Careful there. We actually want to win this game. I know the answer. I know what that word is now. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I want to add a bonus coins command. Why don't we call it just a bonus command? And what I'm thinking for this is that we want to give everybody the... We want to add in the ability to give people coins. So... Whoops. I'm going to put it down here. So we're going to implement a new command. This one, the bonus command, is going to have command text of bonus. And we are going to restrict this to be mod only. So mod and higher. And it's not going to have static... will it have static text? What tasty fruit might this be? Looks so familiar. Yeah. So right now, that's another thing that we need to do. I'm going to add that to our list of issues. That's a great point, Black Elvis. We need an issue in our system for Hangman game should use a library of words. Full library of words. Using my hard-coded collection of words right now, and should have a file or database full of them. And I'm good either way on that. Let's say the Wikipedia. Oh yeah. You could do something like that, and that would count as a library, Black Elvis. I would qualify that. The intention really is just do something that's not what we're doing today. Okay. So the other thing that bonus command is going to need is this is going to need access to the currency generator or currency update, currency generator. So here's what we're going to do. So we said mod only. So we're going to say chat user, hang on. We're going to say argument 1. I need to pull up that issue again, guys. I want to see what the bonus command was supposed to do because I put in some examples. So we're doing this one. Add an admin command to give coins to a user. I'm going to look at this one. Person, then amount. Okay, so we're going to say argument 1 equals ventargs. We're going to say arguments. And we're going to say element at or default 0. That's argument 2. So we care only about arguments 1 and 2. Yeah, can you guess that word, guys? It's the wa-lo. Alright, so so the first thing I want to do is this one. I'm going to go ahead and call you out on chat user. And that's actually not going to work because I need to display name. Let's see. Bonus receiver. If they're the same, then did you really think that was going to work? There we go. Let's see. Hangman T. Yeah, the what-elo. No one wants to get the bonus points by just guessing it, huh? I guess Swifty Spiffy isn't here anymore. Okay, so if you did that, then we're gonna do that. We're gonna, you didn't think this was gonna work, did you? And then just turn, because you're an idiot and you tried to give yourself bonus points, and your name's not me. Argument 2. Let's do this. So we're going to say int dot out int amount if that and yes, everyone, I am aware of the fact that we need to be safe about the yeah, Kid Fundamentals, you just spelled it wrong, that was all. But Janiscu went for those free bonus points. Okay, so we're going to try parse this. Element error default, int amount, and then can we... I thought there was a number styles. We can put it in before that. Okay. This is where number styles is. So this is number styles. Dot. Huh. I don't want to allow a leading sign. Okay, so we'll just do this. Whoops, out int, we'll say amount. And then we're gonna say, immediately go, and we're gonna say and amount. And I'll put it here, because I want to call you out on it. The amount is less than 0. We're going to send a message. Can't give negative amounts. Okay. So we're going to do that, and then again, we want to return on that. But then, otherwise, we are going to do, we're actually going to give them the amount. So let's go ahead and hit the currency generator. Currency generator, add currency to list of names. Wait, what's update currency? Oh, that's yeah, that's just add. That's just the periodic thing. Okay, so we're gonna give it to one person. That is the receiver, and the amount is the amount. Oh man, I'm gonna get annoyed when someone overflows that like a jerk. Yep, we're just waiting. I'm not gonna deal with it just yet because it's a pain. We're just gonna hope no one overflows it just yet.